Hello again, everyone. Toby Burrell and Tom Wilmot here with you for the RNG Maytag Maroon Strong Pregame show. And you know what, Tom? It doesn't get any better than what we're going to see tonight. The opening of Smoky Mountain Conference play for both schools, and it couldn't be any bigger. Probably the biggest game in the state on the 1A level tonight as Robbinsville comes to town unbeaten to face our Maroon Devils.
Well, I think, Toby, you're going to find it's at least going to be the biggest game in the Smoky Mountain Conference. I mean, definitely so far, and maybe this year, because some of the other teams in the conference have suffered some recent injuries.
Right.
Murphy had a big injury. So right now you've got Robbinsville coming in undefeated and looking really tough.
Yeah, they're looking strong. The state rankings were out this week. Robbinsville in AP poll 5, Swain 6. Doubt there's any other two in the top 10 playing each other this week.
No, I don't think so. So definitely looking for a big-time ball game tonight in the Smoky Mountains.
Well, you know, another big item this past week is our girls cross-country team had a really good showing. And with that showing, for the first time in school history, came out this week ranked 3rd in the state.
That's great.
Among the girls cross-country teams. And it is just exciting to hear that our girls are doing that well. And, you know, that takes us perfect segue right into our Hall of Fame Legends series this week, which features the patriarch of the cross-country program here at Swain County High School, a good friend of mine, and I'm honored to call him that because I'll tell you what, he's a great coach, but he's an even better person. And we want to show you the Legends Hall of Fame series on Coach Oz Waters.
In today's installment of the Legends series, we discuss Coach Oz Waters. A Maroon Devil since 1975, he was an outstanding track, cross-country, and basketball coach. In a 25-year career, Coach Waters' teams excelled on the basketball court, on the track, and on the cross-country course. His basketball teams earned 1 conference championship and 3 conference tournament championships. On the track, he coached 3 state champions, and his teams earned 4 conference titles. In cross country, the program which he started for the Maroon Devils in 1989, won 2 state titles in 1998 and 1999, the first non-football championships earned for the school. He coached 2 different state champions who won 3 years in a row, Eric Perkins and Tommy Treherne. His cross-country teams also earned 4 conference championships. Coach Waters was named Western North Carolina Coach of the Year for cross-country in 1998 and 1999.
We certainly hope you'll come out and visit the Swain County Athletic Hall of Fame. If you feel led to do so, please make a donation. You can make your donation and send it to 280 School Drive, Bryson City, North Carolina, and put attention to Swain County Athletic Hall of Fame on the envelope. If you're a former athlete at Swain County High School, we still have plenty of space on our brick wall to be able to put your brick up. The brick order forms are on the website listed below, so feel free to donate any way that you can. Thanks for being a part of it, and we certainly hope you'll join us in being Maroon Strong. And you know, Tom, another group that'll play an integral part in tonight's game, and it goes most of the time unnoticed, is our band, which does a tremendous job in being here and making Friday night special in Swain County.
Absolutely, Toby. And I'll tell you what, for a smaller school like we've got a heck of a band. I mean, over the years, have participated in a bunch of competitions around the state. They've always represented the county and represented our school very, very well.
Absolutely, and they've got a huge one coming up this weekend, the Inca Land of the Sky. So our band will do double duty this weekend, folks, and hats off to Karen Williams-Lanning and that group for what they do for this school and the way they represent it. The Land of the Sky and Inca, their performance will be at 11:10 on Saturday, if you're in the Asheville area, or drop by Inca High School and see that. We were able to catch up with Karen Williams-Lanning earlier this week, and here's what she had to say about that competition. Hello everyone, Toby Burrell here with Karen Williams-Lanning, and we're going to talk a little bit about the band. And I know that you guys are one of the hardest working groups here at Swain County, because I see you out there every day slaving in the hot sun in August, just like athletics do, and then right after school until about 5:30 or 6 o'clock on some nights. And you know, we just wanted to have you guys on because you are an integral part of Friday nights, and this is our pregame show. And as our folks at home are watching this, you guys are actually prepping and getting ready to march up here. Yes. And to me, the game doesn't start until the band and the cheerleaders march in.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, I think the biggest thing is people may not understand how much we prep, just like all the fall sports. All these kids are working so hard to come back middle of July, end of July, just to get ready for what has to happen for the first home football game. And we, like you said, this Friday we're going to be down there getting ready to get ready for the big Robbinsville game. But for us, we have something else in the back of our minds, which is Saturday morning. We've got to be here at 7 a.m. to get ready for our first contest of the season.
Well, I tell you what, that's double duty, and we certainly appreciate you being willing to pull that, and the kids being willing to pull that, because I know Saturday, let's talk a little bit about that. That's Land of the Sky and Inca, the biggest band competition in Western North Carolina. You guys are always an integral part of that. Tell us a little bit about the routine of Land of the Sky and what you expect out of your guys.
Well, we have it, they split into, similar to athletics, by classes, but it's not by school. Everything is by band size. So the first half of the day is class 1, 1A, 2A, 2AA, and we go until awards. We start at, I think the first band steps off at 10:30 that morning, and our Swain performs at 11:10. I know a lot of people have asked about that, so if anyone wants to kind of scoot out and check out the Swain performance, we perform at 11:10, we wrap up at 11:30, and then we go back and kind of put all our stuff away, and then we go and we watch other groups all day, and then awards happen the first set at 4. And we're very excited that Land of Sky features Western Carolina University. The marching band is just amazing, and our students get to kind of be participate and see that energy, and we're excited about that. So there are 5 or 6 bands in our class, and we're third of the 6, and I'm hoping there's awards given for percussion, drum major, winds, music, and marching, and we're hoping that we place in all of those categories. Obviously, that's what we're striving for.
Well, I'll tell you what, as a director / coach of the band, how big is it for your guys to sit and watch other bands perform that day and learn from what they do?
That is, to me, that's the best part of, aside the performance element, that's the greatest part of the day, because they get to see what other schools do, and especially the new guys, they're realizing that, oh, okay, this is how it works. This is what things are. We're not the only ones. Miss Williams isn't crazy, okay? This is how it's supposed to work. So, and especially for us getting to see those large ensembles, that is just, I think it's really good for them to get kind of excited and pumped up, because they get to see what many of our graduates have done, what they might want to do in college. They might want to march. We've got Austin Smith at UT. We have, Tim Sell and Chris Bullis, James Matus. Those guys were marching at Western, and, I could do this later on. So it's good for them to see. It
also helps them to realize that that's why they do what they do in August and work hard every day after school. It's the payoff. So, again, 11:15.
11:10.
11:10 is when the Swain High group will be marching at Inca.
Yes.
The Inca Stadium is not at the high school.
The new stadium.
They built a new one. Okay, so they are at the high school. Yes. So that's in the Candler area of Asheville. So make sure if you're out and about in Asheville on Saturday, drop by at about 11:10, watch our guys march. I know it'll be a fantastic show. We've seen it here at halftime. You'll see it again tonight at halftime. So make sure you make sure you come out and support the Swain High Band as well as the athletic program. We're so very proud of what they do, and we wish you guys the very best on Saturday.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, and back to the studio for more of the pregame show.
And tell you, Toby, too, another group that is playing really, really well right now at Swain County High School is the Swain County soccer team, coached by Dwayne Parton. You know, we talked about early in the year how they started out a little slow against some really, really tough competition. Well, I think all that's starting to pay off now because they're red hot. They've won 3 in a row. And we were able to catch up with Coach Parton. He's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on with Swain County soccer team.
Hi, I'm Dwayne Parton, and I'm the new soccer coach for Swain County High School. This is my 3rd season being around with the team. I helped Coach Outlaw as an assistant coach for 2 seasons, and that's been just a great experience. And now Coach Outlaw is kind of working in a transition and has allowed me to be the head coach this year, and it's great having Coach Outlaw just in the background, kind of helping me along with the coaching process. I ended up coaching after I left Swain High School in 2002. That's when I graduated. I played 4 years at Swain. I ended up coaching in Oklahoma as an assistant coach for Bacone College, and that's where I got probably the most experience with coaching. The Swain High soccer team has 7 seniors right now on the team, and they're all contributing for the team in great ways. Senior Jonathan Duncan has been our captain. He's been a great leader on the team. He shows up to practice on time, works hard, and he's one of our controlling midfielders in our game. We also have Trenton Sawyer, who's been an excellent defender. He's been able to step up and play some offense in times when we need it. When we're possessing the ball, moving up the field, Trenton can step up and have some shots from the outside, as well as senior Sam Colossi, who's a defender. Nick Callahan has been kind of our all-around player. He plays defense in the center. He plays out the wing. He plays center midfield. He's doing an excellent job just being there when we need him. He works hard and he makes things happen. Our Graham Allen is also another senior, and he's been doing really well. Last week he got injured and broke his hand or fractured his hand in warm-ups against Hayesville, which was kind of a bummer because he was playing keeper, but that doesn't put him out for the season. So he will be playing defense and wing for us for the remainder of the season. And we're really excited about having Jose Lopez out on the pitch too when we can get him out there. He's a solid midfielder and has been doing very well for us. This year we started playing a new formation than Swain's ever played. Traditionally we've played a 4-4-2, which is 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 2 offenders. This is kind of the standard soccer playing, the way most people play soccer. And we decided to switch to a 4-5-1, which typically sets you up as a stronger defense, but it allows us to make more passes and connect and shut down better teams than we are. The team right now is kind of, we are a little inexperienced as far as soccer goes. We haven't seen the game all that much, but we're definitely getting better every game. And each game, our team is possessing the ball a little bit better. We're making passes a little bit better. And as we make these passes and as we believe in this formation and allow the process to work, we're starting to see goals. We're starting to see things happen that haven't happened before and that make the game just wonderful to watch, and it's just very clean and very nice. So I'm really excited about helping our kids find scholarship opportunities in soccer, even just continuing their career in soccer as a walk-on. That's something that I believe that all of our athletes are capable of doing. If they want to play in college and they want to work hard and they're willing to do that, I know college recruits are always looking for kids that will work hard and want to have a bright future.
You know, and Coach Parton was talking about formation changes, and I mean, it's obviously paying off and working well for him, as evidenced by last night's 7-0 win over Andrews. And the scoreboard looks bad on the scoreboard just on its face, but from talking to some folks, I think the shots on goal differential last night was something ridiculous, something like 50-6. So don't quote me on those numbers, but I think they had so many shots on goal they almost lost count last night. So,
they probably did.
So obviously, whatever they're doing over there on the soccer pitch is working working out really well for them because they've won. They won Monday, and again a big win last night against Andrews.
Well, things looking good for the soccer team, and they're still looking good for these Maroon Devil football team as we make the transition back into football. And Tom, we talked about it in the opening, but the biggest game in the Smoky Mountain Conference tonight, right here in Swain County Memorial Stadium. You're going to get to watch it either live or with us on the air, one or the other. And while we're doing that, we're going to introduce you to a new feature on our R&G Maytag Maroon Strong Pregame show, and that's our crack reporter, Aaron Jenkins, is going to run down what's going on this week in the Smoky Mountain Conference. So, Aaron, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm here now looking at the Smoky Mountain Conference play. Conference play starts this Friday, and we're going to see what teams face who. When playoffs roll around, conference play will play a big role in who plays who. Now let's take a look at what teams did last week and who's going to square off this week in the Smoky Mountain Conference. Last week, Robbinsville had a win over North Henderson, 49-3. They are now the only team in our conference that is undefeated. They have a 4-0 overall record. Andrews picked up their first win against Comper Basin with a 28-24 win. Hayesville now has a 2-2 record over the season. They won against Silverdale Academy with a 47-13 win. Cherokee has improved their play and beat Brevard 30-19. Powerhouse Gilmer down Murphy 49-10 this week. This week in conference play, the 3-2 Bulldogs will travel to Rosman to face the 1-3 Tigers. Hayesville will travel to Cherokee to face the 2-3 Braves. In what should be the best game in Western North Carolina this week, our Maroon Devils will face a tough Robbinsville team. Robbinsville is the only undefeated team in our conference. Now we're going to go back to the studio. This has been Aaron Jenkins reporting. Now back to you guys.
Well, thanks a lot, Aaron. And, that was a great report letting us know what's going on in the Smoky Mountain Conference. Some other big games. They're all big when you get into this type of environment in the season. Where you end up in the Smoky Mountain Conference is huge in terms of whether you're going to a West Montgomery or a West Montgomery type team's coming to you.
Absolutely.
So tonight is a big contest. But, last week, Tom, the Maroon Devils really had their hands full with the pesky Mountaineer squad over at Tuscola. And it took a late touchdown for the Maroon Devils to pull out a 7-3 victory. In what was just a weird weekend overall for football. I mean, if you track it all the way from high school to college to the pros, there were some really weird games going on.
Sure were.
And that Tuscola game for the Maroon Devils and the Mountaineers probably one both coaching staffs would love to forget.
Well, a lot of sloppy play. Between the 20s, Swain moved the ball well and did well. Had had some slippery hands here and there. Ended up, at the end, if you just forget the 7-3 and just remember the W, and that's what it was. It was another win for the Devils, especially coming off a tough game against Franklin, which I think is a little more traditional rival for us. You put a lot of emotion and a lot of physical effort into that game, and then you come back and then you got to travel all the way to Tuscola, and then you run into a team where you make some mistakes. But again, Toby, you got to take it. 4-1.
Absolutely,
take the win.
Absolutely, and the biggest takeaway from that game for both squads is 12 total fumbles.
Yeah.
Which obviously that's got to be cleaned up on Tuscola and Swain's end before they go into conference play this week. But I thought there were some key moments in that football game for the Maroon Devils that are going to pay huge dividends down the end. Once we had taken the lead, Tuscola drove right down and looked as if they were going to score again on us. And the defense made a huge stand within the 5-yard line on 4 straight downs, keeping them out of the end zone.
Sure did.
So that was huge. And then once we got the turnover on the 1-yard line, Spencer McCoy, with his longest gain of the season, getting the Maroon Devils off of the shadow of the goal line, if you will, and into some comfortable territory where they could run out the clock and secure the win.
Well, Spencer doesn't make that run. You're down on the 2. You know that Tuscola's going to be coming after you. With they're not going to leave anything on the field because they've got to get that ball back. And especially when you've got the amount of fumbles that we had going on, you're one fumble away from losing the football game. And
I can tell you, coaches don't want to punt from their own goal line, especially with the clock winding down and a slim lead. So that was a big play in that football game, and it's worth noting that Spencer, with his first 100-yard rushing game of the season, 19 carries, 102 yards on the day.
It's good to see.
A lot of that coming in the fourth quarter, and it was McCoy who scored from 6 yards out for the Maroon Devils' lone touchdown of the night after they had trailed trailed the whole ball game 3-0.
Yeah. And it's good to see, because we're going to need some grinding on this coming up on Friday. So it's good to get him back, get his confidence back. Over 5 yards of carry. That's the Spencer McCoy that we've gotten used to seeing. And with some of the other weapons that we've shown so far this year, if we can get him going too, I like our chances in any ball game.
Well, I'll tell you another key factor for the Maroon Devils going forward is the return of Kobe Tornita, which was lost. Statistically, there wasn't a big night passing the football, but he did have a couple of key catches, especially one for a first down. And what that does is balance the field. No longer can they double Jordan Cody on one side and not have to pay the price for it with Kobe out on that other side.
Yep, that's going to help tremendously.
Well, we're going to need some help. This week is going to be a tough one, folks. We're not going to make any bones about it. The Robbinsville Black Knights are a good football team. So it should be an amazing contest. The Maroon Devils will face their own challenges offensively and defensively.
Absolutely.
And our own Aaron Jenkins caught up with Coach Neil Blankenship to talk about just those problems offensively and defensively that the Black Knights pose.
Hi, I'm Aaron Jenkins here with head football coach Neil Blankenship. Coach B, we start conference play this week. How do you expect the Maroon Devils offense to go against their defense?
Well, one, we can't turn the ball over like we did last time. And, we had too many turnovers. Well, not really turnovers, but just fumbles against Tuscola, and that kind of stalled our offense. We had almost 290 yards of offense, but just only had 7 points to show for it, and that was because of penalties and fumbles that kind of stalled possessions. So we can't afford to do that against them. They're a great football team and do real well on defense. They're real fast on defense, recover well when they get in binds. Their line is much better than I think than it was last year. So we've got our work cut out for us there. But our back's going to run hard, and our line is going to have to do a great job up front.
How do you think our defense is going to go against the Robbinsville offense? Well,
Robbinsville's offense is very potent. They are explosive. They're probably averaging close to 40 points a game. Their running back Cruz is going to line up in several different spots. He's a weapon. He's probably averaging almost 150 to 175 yards a game. So we're going to have to do an excellent job of knowing where he's at on the field and taking care of that. But we're going to have to do a great job of team of knowing where he's at, and then also their quarterback does a great job of running the football more than passing. He can pass the ball football too, but he's a much better runner. He was a running back last year, so that's kind of in his blood there.
Thank you, Coach Blankenship. Back to you guys.
And thanks, Aaron, for another good report. Well, she's doing a great job.
Yeah, we're getting our work out of her this segment too.
We used her all over the place this weekend. She did a great job with it. We're just moments away. Actually, don't you have somewhere you need to be?
You know what? I sure do. I've got to get out of here. I'm going to go call the game with Mr. Steve Moon, so I'll see you guys later.
All right. I tell you what, folks, we're just moments away from kickoff and the biggest game of the area, biggest game in the state in 1A rankings this week. The Maroon Devils and the Black Knights set to go at it. Tom and Steve will have the action coming your way just shortly. Thanks for tuning in and making the RNG Maroon Strong pregame show part of your Friday night game night. And now it's time for the kickoff.